If you are just tuning in, the event will start at 7 o'clock. So please enjoy these slides, informational slides, until we have until it hits 7 o'clock, and we'll start.
That's in 5 minutes for those
5 minutes.
Some help, you know. Yeah.
You need to get your own personal banquet.
That's right. A little bit of housekeeping, right? You know, right. The bathroom is in your own place, so we don't need to share where that is. So, but very excited to have anyone joining us tonight. We're live from the Scout office in the little museum corner here. And the slides that you see going on in the background are promoting things from around the council that are coming up in the next few months. So just please make note of all the exciting things coming up. Mark, you're serving on camp staff this summer too, right?
I am. I'm very excited to be returning to camp staff as the nature director. So
awesome.
My first year as nature director, but my 6th year on camp staff. Very excited for all of the exciting new things that are happening in camp, and all of the amazing things that everyone knows and loves will continue. So yeah, best of both worlds.
I'm pretty excited. You know, between our council board and our council president will share some of it tonight, some of the great things that are happening new at camp. You know, lots of money being spent on camp. Mm-hmm. So very fortunate, even in the COVID times that we live in, you know, people being, you know, careful about where they spend money and so forth. Our council has the ability to do that. So very cool feature that we have going for us at camp this year, and very excited to have some of those new things at camp. So
yes, if you haven't checked out all the new things that are happening with Camp Fleischman, be sure to check the council website for the latest information.
Yes. The council website also has a couple other cool things on there too. Wood Badge is going on this summer, as well as NYLT, both very important activities, events where you actually go and receive training, premier training, as we would call it. And our council training chair, Kathy Colbert, is very excited that we're still able to share those and have those this coming summer. Look, you know, for Wood Badge, we're the only course that's on for this summer in all of Northern California and Oregon and Nevada. So if you want to go to Wood Badge, our council's hosting it. So very excited about that. Not too many people are trying to make it work, and very excited that we can just put our best effort out there and offer that great training.
You know, all of the last year when we had to cancel in-person camp, it really showed our can-do attitude, that even though we had to switch everything around and do some things a little bit different than we're used to, that Nevada Area Council finds a way.
That's right. The mantra is really, you know, hey, look, we're scouts. We can figure this out. You know, in any situation, our troops have, our packs have right now, even our ships and crews, like we're scouts. If we put our heart to it, we can figure it out. So very important. So
what's our timer on?
We are getting closer to time. It is 6:58, so I've got 2 minutes to go. So I think one of the best things that we've really got going is, you know, the fact that our risk management committee has really taken the time to, and like, these are really qualified people to be part of that committee. Our council is recognized for having a good committee comparatively to other councils out there. And you know, they've just turned the lights back on, per se, you know, where our scout units can go camping again. Our scout units can have indoor meetings, have troop meetings, pack meetings. And, you know, granted, you still have to wear a mask. You still have to pay attention to social distancing. You know, does it make it harder to go on a camp out right now? Yes, but at least we can go. You know, that's the great feature about it. So,
you know, scouting isn't known as a program that offers the youth an opportunity to do easy things. Our program is specifically designed to give them difficult situations so that they can grow and adapt. And much like the youth in our program, our council is also growing and adapting into the changing rules. And so it's a great opportunity to remember what scouting is all about, that it's not about giving up when things get hard, but presenting difficult situations to overcome.
Yeah, it's so important. And I guess one of the greatest things that we really have going is, our scouts can sit down and if they want to go camping, they can figure it out.
Mhm.
And for our adults, is there more challenges to us having to figure out things? Yes, but it's a challenge I accept. And there's quite a few things I've even been able to do with my own kids in Cub Scouts and in our troop right now. And we are not holding back on saying we can't do this. We're just trying to figure out how to do it safely.
Mhm.
So I think all of scouting is like that too, though. So I'll be right back.
Okay. If you're just tuning in, we will be starting the presentation shortly. So thank you for joining us in celebrating all of the council and district awards that we will be presenting shortly.
So Mark, I think one of the best things that is coming up also is we still have Cub Scout Day Camp to look forward to this coming summer, and so we're trying to make sure that day camp is an option there. One of the things that we don't really have quite set up yet is our Duty to God Day, and that's coming up in May. And last year we had a great presentation where we had several different faiths come together all on one webinar, and we were able to ask them questions and really learn about different faiths. And so we're really trying to put that back together again for this year and hope that we're able to do so. So it was a great night last year to learn from each other and do it in an environment where we could be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's fantastic.
So Mark, it's I think it's actually 7:02 now.
Okay.
So should we get started?
Sure.
All right. So I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Tonight is a very special night. We have a lot of things to present, a lot of awards to present and share tonight. And I am Pat Dannenberg, your field director, and I'm here as one of the hosts for you tonight.
And I'm Mark Ports, and I'm going to be on staff at Camp Fleischman this summer.
Well, Mark, I'm glad that we're here together and very excited to share a lot of these awards tonight. We have a video presentation for you. In the chat bar that you see on your screen through Zoom, you're going to be able to put questions in there. Our Council P3, our Council President, our Council Commissioner, and our Council Executive are with us tonight, and they're going to be able to answer any questions that you have after we're done with all the awards tonight. So I encourage you, put your questions in the chat bar, and we look forward to seeing those. We'll answer those questions later tonight after the awards presentation.
So we're going to go ahead and move into the awards presentation right now. So give us just a second to switch it over.
Tonight, we are pleased to be with you and are excited to share with you awards from both our districts and the council.
Many people have helped provide scouting throughout the Nevada Area Council, and we thank you for your many hours of service.
Throughout tonight, you will see many names scrolling across the screen.
These are this year's Outstanding Scouters, which were nominated by their friends, family, and fellow Scouters.
It is critically important that everyone has a chance not only to help in scouting, but also be recognized.
Each person will be receiving a certificate and a one-of-a-kind name tag. Thank you to everyone who helped make scouting real in 2020.
Good evening. I'm Ross Armstrong, the Lodge Advisor for Nevada Area Council's Order of the Arrow Lodge, Tanu Lodge. Each year, the members of Tanu Lodge select one person to be the Arrowman of the Year and one person to be the Advisor of the Year. This past year, we awarded Arrowman of the Year to Susanna Stankute and Advisor of the Year to Brian Fisher. Both these recipients received a handsome plaque, and the Lodge donates to the Council Endowment Fund in their names, so they become James E. West Fellows. Please join me in congratulating Susanna and Brian on their recognition as Arrowman and Advisor of the Year. The Vigil Honor is a high mark of distinction and recognition reserved for those Arrowmen who, by reason of exceptional service and unselfish interest, have made distinguished contributions beyond their immediate responsibilities in terms of their position or office. That service can be to camp, to the council, and to the lodge. This last year, Tanu Lodge recognized two such airmen for their exceptional service and their unselfish interest. I'm pleased to announce that this last year, the two Tanu Lodge recipients of the Vigil Honor were Ryan Cooley and Brent White. Please join me in congratulating Ryan and Brent on this tremendous accomplishment.
The Council Sea Scout Leadership Award is presented to Sea Scouts and Sea Scouters who have made exceptional contributions to Sea Scouting and to exemplify the Scout Oath and Scout Law. The Nevada Area Council Sea Scout Leadership Award nominee has shown exceptional diligence and leadership in standing up our newest Sea Scout unit, Ship 314, the SSS Pisces. Under the nominee's leadership, the ship has grown in membership and activity. He has also been involved with Ship 711 at Camp Fleischman for many years, serving in the aquatic staff and camp leadership. It is our pleasure to present Michael Holmes with the 2020 Council Sea Scout Leadership Award.
New units will be the foundation of our growth as a council. Tonight, we would like to recognize a few leaders that have helped start new units in our communities.
The William D. Boyce New Unit Organizer Award is presented to recognize volunteers who organize one or more traditional scouting units. The award may be worn on the uniform.
The award is a square knot placed over the three colors representing the three phases of our program:
Cub Scouting, Scouts BSA, and our senior programs venturing in Sea Scouting.
A volunteer can earn the knot by organizing one traditional unit, and a program device can be earned for up to 3 additional units organized. Typically, this award is given after having helped a unit with its first year.
Tonight, we would like to recognize Troop 20, Daniel Webster, Malia O'Brien, Julie Mitchler, and Stefan Rosen.
Ship 314, Mark Ports, Jim Farragon, Jim Beaver, William Chemist, Christian Statchman.
Troop 1847, Leif Meidel, Stephen Gibson, and Pat Dannenberg.
Troop 44, Terry Apps, Travis Hughes, Richard Eberly.
Troop 99, Quint Hughes, Del Talcott, and Ricky Hughes.
The District Award of Merit is a council award presented by the districts.
The award is available to scouters who render service of an outstanding nature at the district level.
Each nominee must be a registered Scouter and must have rendered noteworthy service to youth in Scouting, outside of Scouting, or both.
Consideration must be given to the nominee's Scouting position and the corresponding opportunity to render outstanding service beyond the expectations of that Scouting position. We are pleased to announce the following recipients of the 2020 District Award of Merit. Adam Leclerc,
James Keldson,
Chris Reddix,
David Tenner,
Misty Thibodeau,
The James E. West Fellowship Award is a recognition authorized by the National Council BSA and presented by the Nevada Area Council for individuals and chartered units who contribute $1,000 or more in cash or securities to the Nevada Area Council Endowment Fund. This contribution is in addition to and should not diminish or replace the donor's annual gift to the Investment in Character campaign.
James E. West was appointed to the position of Chief Scout Executive in 1910 by the founding leadership of Scouting in America. West worked with Sir Robert Baden-Powell, Daniel Carter Beard, Ernest Thomas Seton, and many interested community leaders to give direction to the infant program of Boy Scouts of America.
On January 2nd, 1911, West and others formed the National Council, BSA. During that year, the Scout oath, law, badges, and fundamental policies were established.
Under his leadership over the next 33 years, Scouting grew and matured into the program we recognize and enjoy today. Organizations or individuals may contribute an award in honor of someone, an Eagle Scout, a Silver Beaver recipient, council, district, or unit scouter, or in memory of a departed loved one.
There can be no finer honor paid to a Scouter than to be named a James E. West Fellow,
indicating that the nominee is in the same spirit and dedication to Scouting as was James E. West. Those who are recognized by the James E. West Fellowship Award will cast their own lengthened shadow as they help ensure the Scouting legacy by helping create the financial stability needed to carry Scouting in the next century.
Tonight, we have the privilege to recognize the James E. West Fellows for 2020.
Tonight, we recognize Susanna Stanku from Troop 55,
Brian Fisher from Troop 443,
Stephen L. Brown from Zephyr District,
and James G. Pierce from Zephyr District on behalf of Julie Jones.
The Silver Beaver Award is the council-level Distinguished Service Award of the Boy Scouts of America. Recipients of this award are registered adult leaders who have made an impact on the lives of youth through service given to the council.
In addition, these Scouters have dedicated their time and talent for many years to the youth in our community, and we sincerely appreciate all their efforts.
Anyone may nominate a qualified Scouter for the Silver Beaver, and nomination forms are available on both the council and national BSA websites. Please refer to the list of past recipients, as it is often the case that someone is thought to have already received the award, so they are not nominated.
Nominations are reviewed by a selection committee and are good for 2 years. I would like to thank this year's selection committee for volunteering their time and unanimously choosing this year's recipients: Valerie Kortenberg, Jim Farragon, Jim Beaver, George Keel, Leif Meidel, and Steve Mahoney.
We are pleased to announce the following recipients of the Silver Beaver: Ross Armstrong, Council Board;
Valerie Kortenberg from the Council Board;
Michelle Leach, Sierra Nevada District.
Dan Ludlow from the Council Board.
Matt McCarty, Great Basin District.
Mark Ports from the Sierra Nevada District.
Janine Reddix, Council Board. Ross Armstrong, Council Board Member. Ross grew up in Reno and participated in scouting as a youth in Pack 152 and then Troop 152, earning his Eagle Scout rank in 2000. In high school, Ross served as the Tanu Lodge chief and worked an after-school job in the council trading post. In 2005, Ross was selected to serve as the Order of the Arrow Western Region Chief. Following the membership changes in 2015, Ross returned to scouting, serving as an Associate Section Advisor for Area 3. He has served as the Council Advancement Chair since 2018 and as the Tanu Lodge Advisor since 2019. Ross currently lives in Reno and serves the state of Nevada in the role of Administrator for the Division of Child and Family Services, leading hundreds of staff members in coordinating child welfare, children's mental health, juvenile justice, and victims of crime systems throughout the state. Previous awards include the District Award of Merit, the Distinguished Service Award, and he is a James West Fellow. Valerie Kortenberg, Council Board. Her brother, George Keel, was a Cub Scout and a Boy Scout. As a result, he has explored places in northern Nevada that she would love to see. George did take her to Camp Fleischman as a member of the board of the Nevada Area Council, NAC, and talked about all of the amazing and frightening and growth-promoting experiences he had there. She worked with Cub Scouts in Georgia in the 80s and in the 90s. She worked with the primary organization and was a commissioner. She was asked to be a Cub Scout den leader in 2016 and worked with bears and webelos, the real mission of BSA. She works with the University of Scouting along with creating training events for leaders in the western side of the state, making many friends. Michelle Leach, Sierra Nevada District. Michelle has worked as a critical care nurse at Renown for 33 years. She is married to Greg and mother of 3, Monet, Skylar, a Life Scout, and Camden, an Eagle Scout. She is also a grandmother of 3 adorable babies. Michelle puts family in front of everything. A near-death experience in 2001 influenced her to shave off many layers of her professional and personal goals and simplify, focusing on family and helping others. Michelle's involvement in scouting has evolved over the past 20 years from sideline volunteer to fully committed den leader for 5 years in various positions in Pac 10. She became involved with Troop 4 in 2013 as a committee member, merit badge counselor, and for the last 5 years has been committee chair. Michelle sits on Eagle boards of review and has remained committed to sustaining Troop 4 even as her youngest son aged out 2 years ago. Michelle always advocates for youth and youth programs, believing we can't have quality programs for our children without quality, committed volunteers. In addition to scouting, Michelle has enjoyed many volunteer positions in the community, particularly with youth, teaching art at the elementary level for many years, assisting with the management of youth sports teams from Little League to high school, including serving as director of sponsorship for Reno Huskies football. Michelle had great satisfaction in facilitating the scouting program, and her motto is, "The thanks is in the doing."
Dan Ludlow from the Council Board. Dan Ludlow has served in nearly every capacity where he could have the greatest impact on the lives of young people in the scouting program. Dan never turned down the opportunity to serve the youth. Time and again, he quickly rose to the challenge, always putting the needs of youth before his own. At the troop and varsity level, his concern for each scout resulted in numerous young men attaining the rank of Eagle Scout. To his credit, many Eagle Scouts presented him with a mentor pin for his valued assistance along their journey.
Most importantly, Dan was instrumental in helping young men understand what is expected of and what it means to be an Eagle Scout. As council treasurer, Dan played a key role during a financially challenging time for our council. He quickly took ownership of the council's finances, providing financial leadership to the board of directors and to support the council president and council executive. His leadership has been instrumental in assisting the council in navigating one of the most financially difficult times in both council and national BSA history. Thanks to Dan's service during this critical time, our council's ability to continue to serve youth of our community has been greatly enhanced.
Matt McCarty from the Great Basin District. Matt McCarty was raised in Spring Creek, Nevada, where he continues to reside. He has been happily married to Laura for 16 years, and together they have raised their 3 children, Dustin, Michaela, and Carson. It was Carson's interest in Cub Scouts that reintroduced Matt to BSA, having been in Cub Scouts himself as a youth. When Carson joined Pack 850, a den leader was needed, so Matt reluctantly volunteered. The next year, he was asked to be Cub Master. 2 years later, he was asked to be District Chair. Carson is now a Star Scout with Troop 850, and Matt traded his den leader role for a position on the Troops Committee. He enjoyed his time as a Scouter, especially being able to act his mental age at pack meetings, running day camp, staffing Wood Badge, and most especially watching Carson grow along the scouting trail.
Mark Ports from Sierra Nevada District. Mark grew up in Elko and participated in scouting with Pack 335 and Troop 52. He earned his Eagle Scout in 1998. As a youth in the Order of the Arrow, he served as Tanu Lodge Chief in 2000 and held various section CVC positions. In college, he joined the Venturing program and earned his Silver and Ranger Awards in 2002. In 2002, he served on Camp Fleischman's staff for the first time, where he fell in love with the camp and camp culture. He will be returning this summer for a 6th season to serve as Nature Director as an adult leader. Mark has served on various district and council programming committees, as well as serving as a commissioner for a number of years. He is currently serving as the Council Vice Commodore, promoting and establishing Sea Scout units. He teaches at Coral Academy of Science Middle School.
Janede Reddix, Council Board. Janede started her scouting career in 2011, leading her youngest son Nick Sten to earn their Arrow of Light and cross over into Troop 10 with her older boys Dylan and Jacob. She and her husband, Chris, took over as popcorn colonels, where they found innovative ways to engage scouts and parents for several prosperous years. She recognizes the importance of getting our scouts out there, not only to support their unit and council, but also learn many valuable lessons in the process. In 2016, she accepted the district popcorn colonel role, then advanced to the council position. In 2019, she was honored with a District Award of Merit and attended Wood Badge, a fantastic experience. She completed her tickets and is anxiously awaiting the beading ceremony. She recently joined the board of directors and is committed to help our council.
I'd like to just take a second and let everybody know that there was a lot of awards presented tonight. The District Award of Merit, the Silver Beaver, those are 2 very critical awards. The people that do a lot in scouting are recognized with those awards. And there's so many other people beyond them tonight, but tonight I want to thank them for all that they do. And I think there's a lot of Scouters. We've had a very challenging year. And I just want to make sure everybody knows that as a Scout leader, that we appreciate everything that you're doing. Don't stop, don't give up, keep the hard work going, and make sure you tell somebody else, hey, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're helping. I know we can do this, we're Scouts. And I just want to make sure that everybody knows if you were an outstanding Scouter and you were recognized tonight, or even if you weren't, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We would like to make a mention that we failed to mention Kathy Colbert also served on the Silver Beaver selection committee and was left off accidentally. So thank you for your assistance in that task.
Definitely. Now, hopefully you've had a few minutes to be able to take and spend some thought towards some questions for our Council Key 3. Make sure if you have any questions that you'd like to ask them, go ahead and put those in on the chat box. We're going to make note of those. But at this time, I'd like to welcome 3 very important individuals to our council. Mark, it's our council president, it's our council commissioner, and our council executive. Council K3, the meeting is now yours. I'm going to make some notes on those questions that people have asked, but I know you have some thoughts to share. Any last thoughts, Mark, for the night?
Just again, thank you to every single Scouter in Nevada Area Council. No matter your position or how long you've been with the program, you are all valuable. Scouting is a game, but it is a game with a purpose. And that is what makes it all worth it in the end, is seeing the growth in the character and citizenship and leadership of our youth. So thank you very much.
Councilor K3, the time is now yours.
Thanks, Pat. Thanks, Mark. Boy, a lot of hard work went into that production, and you can see it. All the sweat and tears that went into making that a special event for our council. You know, the Silver Beaver is such a great award, and it recognizes so much effort that has been made on the part of a volunteer. And I'd like to also extend my thanks to Valerie Kortenberg for her chairing our event this year, or chairing the Silver Beaver committee, and really assessing a lot of qualified people that were put forward. It was difficult to make the decision of who was selected, but I want to thank all of you who made this evening possible. With that, I'd like to also thank our volunteers. It's been a challenging year, but some great things have happened. There's some great things emerging for 2021. We're excited about it. We're excited to have you with us on this exciting journey as we kind of reopen our country, and we reopen camping and reopen the camp to a wonderful year, a wonderful summer that we've put a lot of thought and process into the process and how to making it better. There's more work to do. We're glad we're all working together on the same team. As a friend of mine said, you know, it's always just great to be with Scouts. With that, let me turn some time over to Jen.
Thanks, Leif. Hey, once again, I wanted to say thank you so much to all of the volunteers in the Nevada Area Council. Each and every one of you has just made an incredible impact on the youth and young people across the area. Congratulations to our Silver Beaver recipients. Amazing, dedicated work. You guys have gone above and beyond. And to all of our award recipients tonight, I just want to say how much we appreciate all of your hard work for the youth and children of the Nevada Area Council. There's been some exciting things that have happened through 2020. It's been a difficult time, but this year we were able to recognize across the country 1,000 new female Eagle Scouts. Incredible, incredible work. And 5 of those young ladies came from this council. And it's just such an exciting time. On top of that, there's been over 19,000 young men that received the Eagle Scout Award across the country. And 97 of those young men came from our council. So once again, kudos to all of those fantastic Eagle projects and all of the service that's been done across the country and across the Nevada Area Council. Just truly inspiring. Looking forward to the future. I can't wait to see you all at Camp Fleischman this summer, Cub Camp, and getting back out there and getting out into the outdoors, and all of us being able to work together and see those young people. A new initiative that will be coming from Nashville is something called the Summer of Service. So we're looking forward to seeing all kinds of new Summer of Service Eagle projects, as well as projects across the country and across the Nevada Area Council. So with that, I just want to say how proud I am of each and every one of you and all of the volunteers and young people across this council, and looking forward to seeing you soon. Paul?
Wow, what great mentions from both Leif and Jen. It's a pleasure to be on the Zoom tonight, although we've heard many occasions Scouts are just getting Zoomed out. So we're excited that you're here with us tonight. Appreciate Mark and Pat doing a yeoman's job of getting our production squared away. 2020 and moving into 2021 has been the year where we've had to learn how to pivot from the way scouting used to be to the way scouting is today. And as you've probably received the emails from the Risk Management Committee, we've opened up the face-to-face meetings and the camping ability, and hope that you take advantage of taking care of that key 3 responsibilities for all of our scouts so that we can continue to scout safely and properly. We have a couple things just wanted to share with you, and I may have missed them in the presentation, but we want to recognize a couple people that are receiving national recognition. First and foremost, Jen Hancock, our council commissioner, you just heard from her. She joins an esteemed group of people that have been recognized with the Silver Buffalo Award. So we'd like to recognize Jen as a council, so woohoo, Jen. But you'll be recognized at the national annual meeting in May, which is also a virtual meeting. Another person who you may recognize as well, she's a great volunteer from the Great Basin District. It's Liz Finley. She receives the National Venturing Award, and she's been very active in venturing, so we congratulate her, and she's one of the recipients. She as well will be recognized at the national meeting in May. We have a lot of great volunteers in our council, and we are not able to do what we do without your support. Leif is the president of our board, and the board makes decisions based on what's best for the council. And we need you to help spread the word about camp, because we still have room for a lot more troops to participate. There's a lot of great things that are being planned this year, so make sure you pay attention to the newsletter and the Facebook page and all the different places where we like to share, because camp's one of those, Wood Badge, NYLT, the list goes on of the things that we'd like to do and accomplish. And this fall, we're really gearing up for a big recruiting effort council-wide. We know that this past year has been a struggle on many fronts, a struggle to our families, a struggle to our volunteers, and a struggle for our scouts. First and foremost, our Risk Management Committee takes into consideration the safety of all so that we can survive this COVID pandemic. And I'm excited about what the president announced the other day, that by May, all of us would have a chance to get scheduled for a COVID shot. But by July 4th, we can all celebrate together with our families. So in closing and turning it back over to Pat, we appreciate what you do, and congratulations to all those that were recognized tonight.
Hey, thanks, Paul. I just want to make sure I take a quick second and help do one more recognition with everybody. Tonight, we didn't recognize everybody on the James E. West. And, sometimes people will do something in honor of somebody. And I just wanted to make sure that we recognize that there was a James E. West for Leo Maurice Labrie. And just want to say thank you for those that helped make sure that this individual was recognized with the James E. West. So now, Council K3, we do have a couple of questions for you guys that have come in tonight. And I think some of this was answered a little bit, but if you could help elaborate a little bit more on this, what is new at our council camp this year?
Leif?
Thanks, Pat. I appreciate that question. What's
Mr.
new?
President, we
Gosh.
can't hear you right now.
Oh, gosh. You know, my internet's been cutting in and out. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Okay, great. You know, there's a lot new at camp this year. You know, everything from a new logo to a new tagline, Dare to Explore. Work has gone into reimagining camp in some new ways, taking in some what's going on and what's exciting out there just in the camping world. You know, we have 15 20-foot teepees on order that we're excited to be putting in all the different campsites, just to really enhance our youth and their experience. You know, as I kind of am reminded, you know, that I get excited when I think about pictures at home of kids standing in front of teepees and showing their mom that they were staying in a teepee at camp. We've got a great new water feature, a 14-foot slide that will be in the lake that will be a lot of fun and will enhance the waterfront. We're enhancing the camp with a hiking adventure, a hiking trek, so the troops can show up and we hand them out the food. They get to go on a 35+ mile backpack trip that ends with a rappelling experience off the 70-foot cliffs that we have always enjoyed there at camp. Just those are just a few things, Pat. I just thanks for the opportunity to kind of tell some of the things that are going to be neat this summer.
Yeah, thank you. You know, as a guy that's worked at Scout Camp for many years, Mark can attest to this also. You know, our Scout Camp needed some attention, and I'm personally very grateful that the council board is taking the attention and putting the time and the dollars into our Scout Camp. And, you know, look, there's more dollars going into that Scout Camp than we're getting in investment in character. So in a lot of ways, you could really say every dime we're raising in investment in character really is being spent towards camp this year. So very exciting feature for us. So, you know, there was another one, and this is difficult, you know, and maybe all three of you could share a little bit towards this, but what do you think is the greatest challenge that we really face as scouting for this year?
So I'll add my commentary, and then I think Jen and Leif, if you'd like to share anything that might be different. This has been an incredibly difficult year in 2020. I don't think that goes without saying. You know, the regular programming as we saw it in almost virtually everything that we did changed. We have heard a lot of feedback on the meeting in face-to-face and going camping, and why can't our unit do this and why can't we do that? We've been very diligent in dealing and recognizing what the governor has wanted and what he has expressed and what he's directed in this state, and also that of the units that we serve in California. We've also taken the opportunity during this past year to make some dramatic improvements up at camp, and many of those you'll see, and some of those you won't see. But we've had a lot of investment in camp right now that's taking place. And at the same time, we're concerned about where we are with the recharter and getting our folks rechartered on time, and making sure that our leaders are youth protection trained and also trained for their position. So I think as we move into 2021 and as we continue to 2022, not just the Nevada Area Council, but every council across this country is going to be seeking a way to grow their program, and to do that the most effective way they can through our recruiting efforts, and to continue to reach out. The national organization is facing a difficult decision, and that's sometimes the elephant in the room. But this council continues its day-to-day operations and service to our youth and families, and continue to operate as best we can, as efficiently as we can. And we've had some changes here internally. One of the things, Pat, that we're going to be doing here in the next 30 days or so is going to be providing a council-wide survey to get feedback from all of those that would like to provide feedback. Now, the initial reports that we've had on our draft survey is, wow, it's long, and I don't know if anyone's going to fill it out. My position is it is long. It asks a lot of questions because we really want to know the answers. And if you have some feedback, and feedback is a gift, we'd like for you to share that. Our trading post hours, as an example, have changed dramatically. Maybe we could open on a Saturday. But we've attempted several times in the trading post to do a survey internally there to figure out what's the best day, what's the best time, and when can we do that that's good for everyone. We had to redistrict as a council, and we went from 9 districts down to 4. And that didn't make anything easier. But Zoom and GoTo meetings and virtual meetings certainly have helped us in a lot of regards, but it also has been a challenge in a lot of the areas that we serve. The size of our territory has not changed. I'm excited about 2021 for a lot of the great things that are before us. I think that camp's really important. I think that our fall membership campaign is important. And getting back to as close as what normal used to be and what the new normal will be the mission that we all try to strive for. Blaif, Jen?
Thanks, Paul. You know, across the Nevada Area Council, we have our district commissioners, and they have been working overtime, taking on a lot of the load. We need more commissioners. So if you know anyone who would like to be a commissioner, maybe they've finished up their time as a scoutmaster or working with packs or crews or ships, if they've finished up that time, have them reach out to their district commissioner. You know, our professional staff is working very, very hard. And if we had a few more commissioners, it would certainly help lighten the load a little bit for them. So I would urge everybody to think about becoming a commissioner and reach out to your district commissioners if you're interested in that. Training, youth protection training, most importantly, it's just encouraging each and every person to go ahead and finish that up. As you can see what our organization's going through nationally, having everybody take that YPT training and getting fully trained. And we'd like each and every one of you to get that done every year. We know the requirement says 2 years, but just taking that opportunity, the new training is just incredible. And it just, you know, it doesn't take that long, and it means so much to the young people across the council. So I see that. I think that I'm looking forward to having that social interaction. I know our adult volunteers are looking forward to seeing each other again as well, and having that time together. So any opportunity you have to get out and see everybody and give everyone a pat on the back and say thank you for all that they're doing, that would be really appreciated. So that's some of the challenges I see. Leif?
Yeah, there's, our challenge is one of the, I think the top ones is the growth of our council. We need to get the word out that we're one of the top quality youth programs in America, that we offer one of the best training for adults for a youth program, and the values and ideals of scouting, are timeless, and all families want those ideals and values taught to their children. And scouting is a proven program to do that. We have some challenges with recruiting due to COVID, not being able to get into schools currently. But we've got a resilient team led by Pat Dannenberg that is constantly thinking of ways to overcome that. Another thing I just want to point out, we know the struggles, we know the things at a national level. I really just want to thank Paul and Pat. We are one of the best financially run councils in our area. And it is a tribute to both of them, and also to Dan Ludlow, our past treasurer, and all the time that went into kind of working through such a difficult problem. And I also want to thank Jody for her comment and saying, please, going back to camp, a few more comments on camp. I talked about some of the cosmetic things that will make it fun, but as Paul pointed out, or as Pat pointed out, a lot of money is going into improving the water system at camp, and improving the shower facilities so that everybody has their own shower stall. And those are everything from a high altitude heaters that for water heaters that are going to go in to make that just a better facility and a better experience. And we're excited to promote our camp in the community so that other organizations want to come and participate in the quality programs that we have, and we are working on those partnerships. So that's things that we're excited about in the coming year.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. And there was a question that came up on the side, and it was in regards to the shower. So, President, I think you just helped answer that. And then Paul, I think, is also answering some of that question over on the side too. But great question. You know, the shower facilities is something that really needed a lot of help. On the horizon, is there something else that you guys envision that needs work at camp also?
Thanks for asking, Pat. The board approved probably 15 projects for camp over the next 3 years to happen at Camp Fleischman. And what most may not recognize is that the Forest Service has to approve each and every one of those projects. And there's a lengthy process to each one of those criteria. And we'd be happy to share those projects with you. Your district chair was a part of that meeting where we shared that. I think we've talked about it with our camping committee and so forth. It ranges from not just a shower house, but getting a new bathroom facility. We've talked about another shower facility in a different location. We've talked about renovating the kitchen and the dining hall. We've talked about doing a refrigerator pad, if you will. It's the cement pad underneath those big Conex boxes. For anyone that's been to camp in the last couple of years, they're right by the dining hall. To get a pad of cement under those and a fence around those and a roof over those so that the snow doesn't impact those boxes and protect them, protect our investment. We've already added a new cabin at the end of 2019 down in the staff village, and that was generously funded by a donor who wanted to recognize her husband, who served on many years on our board. And then in addition to growing the staff village, which is where the staff members stay, we're looking to increase that so that we can open that up to family camping. And then you probably heard that we're bringing in 15 teepees this summer. And these are full-size 20-foot in diameter teepees that you would see at like a KOA or other camps around the country. We think we're going to have the largest teepee village in the Western region. So that's, we're excited about that. The new water feature that Leif talked about, but the other projects we have at camp are other kinds of buildings that we're looking to get in the future. Maybe it's a outpost building where we can have our high adventure launch from. We've talked about additional storage buildings needed. So as we have these teepees and other things, we're going to have to figure out where we store them. We're talking about expanding our territory from our current 74.11 acres to a full 80 acres. So there's a lot of things in process. Though the future kitchen, future dining hall, we have to have the funding to do that. And those aren't going to be cheap projects. We want approximately a 20 by 40 office on the upper pad where people come check into camp, where we usually have a rental office that we've got in the last couple of years. We want to put a cabin style, just like what we have in the staff village, but a 20 by 40 2-bedroom kind of two office kind of room. Again, all these projects require underwriting, and as we move forward on those, we have to figure out where we're going to get the support to create those. Because while we are strong financially, and we do have a pretty strong position, that money is being spent monthly on expenses that it costs to operate the council.
All right, so here's another little quick question. This was one that's a little bit more fun. Somebody asked, what's your favorite camp song?
I think it's head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Now, will everyone stand up with me? No, I guess not. I'm sorry, I can't even see you.
You can't tell. Mr. President, what's your favorite camp song?
You know, Pat, I think of a song that went something to the effect of, I went to the animal fair, the birds and the bees were there, the big bang boom by the light of the moon was combing his auburn hair. Do you remember that one? I don't know if you've ever heard that. Anyway,
I have not heard that
for some
one.
reason, it kind of sticks in my head. Jen.
Okay, well, I'm totally not going to sing it. Like, you guys kind of deserved it to go through that. But, you know, I've had the pleasure of traveling around the world and seeing scouts from all over the world. And one song that they all know is Ging Ganguli, which was one of Baden Powell's songs. So I absolutely love to hear it. I love to hear 5 people sing it. I love to hear 10,000 people sing it. It's just an incredible song. And it just brings people together from all over the world.
So I can't ask the question without giving an answer myself, I guess. But my favorite fun one is Frosty the Snowman. And it's Frosty the Snowman melted. And so I have a couple more that go along like that. And most of the time, if I sing that song or the other ones that are like that, I never get asked to sing again. So, but then my favorite really is Vespers, Scout Vespers. You can't beat it. You know, if done right, it will bring a tear to the best scouter, you know. So anyways, so let's see here. I'm going to check one more last time. I really am not seeing any of the questions.
Hey, Pat,
from
I
anyone.
think we should have like a variety show, you know, sometime in the next couple of months and send that out to the districts. And like George is a great guitar player, George Keel. I know he's listening. So hi, George. And Leif, by the way, George completed your song and he loved it. So, but I think a variety show would be fun. There's a Scout Night Live in one of the councils here in the Western region. I believe it's a California council. We should try to find a link for that. And they've been doing that consecutively for many weeks since COVID started. All I can do is sing. I can't play, can't tap dance, can't act. Although I try to pretend I'm one on TV. Just kidding. Leif and I were on the Colo. Leif and I were on the Colo presentation when we honored our Eagle Scouts and Community Good Scouts, and we were excited to participate in that. But that took a lot of time and taping. But I think it'd be fun if we could do a some sort of variety show of some sort, open it up to our scouts and any leaders that wanted to. Just my thoughts.
Wonderful idea. And I think Mark said in the background, done. So I really am not seeing too many other questions with the Council Key 3. Do you guys have any other statements or thoughts that you guys want to share tonight?
Yes. Listen, this council has the great benefit to have Leif Meidel as our council president and Jen Hancock as our council commissioner. They represent you, all the volunteers, as being the top volunteers within our council. They participate in our national meetings. And we have had an incredible year, certainly difficult, but we've risen to the challenge to try to make sure that we provide solid programming for all of you. It's been difficult, and we've turned the corner into the new year. And quite frankly, I thought the vaccines would come quicker, that travel would be easier, and a lot of other things would be back to normal, lickety split. But we've had to do tonight's virtual presentation. It's been in the works for a couple months, but it's not exactly the way we would have liked to do everything. We're hoping that by summer, as we move into camp, that we are starting to get back to normal. We hope to have either a Good Scout luncheon or maybe a distinguished Eagle Scout event at the end part of this year. We don't know. We still have a couple things that we're trying to work on for both of those. And those are just recognizing the great people that are in our community. And then we have resources in terms of the things that Scouting provides, Brian's blog as an example, or scouting.org, or constant newsletters to our volunteers. We encourage you to use all the resources you can. And when we get that newsletter squared away, we'd like to get your feedback. We'd like to know the good, the bad, and the ugly. And the only way that we're going to be able to make some changes is to get your feedback. The board is going to be doing a new strategic long-range plan coming up in the next several months of this year. So that's 21 through probably 24 or 25. And your feedback on the survey will be instrumental into the direction that our board will be going into the future. We'll need your leadership. We'll need your time, your talent, and your treasure. And for that, I am grateful.
You know, during I always remind myself if it wasn't challenging, it wouldn't be any fun. So you know, the great thing about this past year is you know, through the difficult times, really the cream always rises to the top. And from my vantage point, there is a lot of cream in this council. There's a lot of really fine volunteers, wonderful volunteers, all of you that have made us, helped us to be as strong as we are, even during as difficult of a time challenging of a time that we've come through. We are fortunate. We are, but I know that our best days are ahead, and you know, every day I just get more and more excited about the things that are coming in 2021. So thank you to all of you.
I just wanted to say thanks once again, and thanks for all your hard work putting this together. It's just been fantastic, and it's been great to see all of you. One thing I did wanted to say is that because of all of the efforts of the staff and the volunteers across the Nevada Area Council, we do rank in the top 10 councils serving females in the country, which is an incredible, inspiring thing that has happened here because of all of your hard work. And so I wanted to say that and say how much I appreciate each and every one of you. So thanks for everybody for having this tonight.
Thanks, Jen. Thanks, Leif. Thanks, Paul. So I want to share one last closing thought, very similar to a Scoutmaster Minute. A couple weeks ago, I was asked, hey, we're having a Klondike coming up. Should we do this? Not a ton of people are looking at coming. I said, absolutely. Let's do it. It's going to be cold, though. Yes, it's a Klondike. Let's do it. And then they look at me and say, well, there's really not that many people going. It's like, you know what? What's important right now is that we get out and we show everybody that we can figure out how to do this, that we can also still go and have fun, and that even more important, that people see us having fun. Go post things on Facebook. If you're doing great fun things in scouting, share it on our council Facebook page. The reason you need to share it is because other people see it beyond our council, beyond scouting. It's a great note. And while I was at that Klondike, somebody looked at me and said, gosh, Pat, I hate being cold here. I hate Klondikes. And I looked back at the person. I said, really? It's my funnest event. And they looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, no, they're my funnest. I love them. And I said, look, no matter what happens at a Klondike, there's lots of memories. There's good memories and there's bad memories. And no matter what you can say, anytime you build a memory inside scouting, you've built character. And that's what we're about. Scouting is about building character and developing our scouts so that we can all have better kids for tomorrow. I believe that within the bottom of my heart, and I know you guys do too. And I know anybody that's listening tonight, even if you aren't recognized tonight, thank you, thank you, thank you. Mark, is there anything else that we need to mention tonight?
Just wanted to have you turn your volume down.
And then be sure to thank all of the professionals in the Nevada Area Council. I think that they often get overlooked, that people don't appreciate all the hard work that they do into making the council run, and all of the awards and baubles and stuff go to the volunteers. But I just want to especially thank all of the professional staff in the Nevada Area Council who put in countless untold hours that we don't even know about, making sure that everything is working. So thank you to all the professionals. And then, you know, we had a question and answer period tonight, but it doesn't have to end. That I know our council staff and our volunteers are always open to taking questions. So please, if you think of something later, reach out to the council office, send someone an email. We're all very happy to make sure that everyone knows what's going on and gets the information that they need. Lastly, for my Scoutmasterman, I'd just like to share a very short story coupling off of what Pat said. And, you know, I have a lot of starfish pictures and stuff in my classroom to remind me about this story. And I think it's one of the reasons that I continue to be involved with scouting and work with young people. There's a story, there was a great storm and a storm surge, and it put all of these starfish up too far on the beach where they were going to die. And there was a little child and just picking up starfish one by one and throwing them back into the ocean. And, you know, some people came along and said, what are you doing? Look, there are millions of starfish. You possibly can't save them all. What does it matter? And the child held up the starfish in their hand and said, well, it matters to this one. And I think that's what scouting is all about. That's why we do it. It matters to each and every scout that we interact with. So thank you everyone for coming tonight. And we hope you have a great rest of 2021.
And just so you guys know, tonight's presentation has been recorded. We'll post this both on YouTube, and we'll post it also through Facebook and share the link there. And then the separate video that we made tonight, we'll also post that separately on YouTube so that you can see that just that video presentation also. So Mark, Council Key 3, without any further ado, thank you for coming tonight, and go scouting.